Hey, it's Chuck. If you've ever sat across from someone you love and realized that they weren't there anymore, then this one's for you. Let's dive into it. Today, we're talking about what it feels like when your child is the one living through pans or pandas. Because something happens to these families and nobody has words for it. The child they knew is gone, not gradually, not in the way that kids change as they grow up. Gone in hours or days, replaced by a child who looks identical and acts like a stranger. And the kid is still there. That's the thing that nobody outside the house understands. The kid is still in the car on the way to school or still at the dinner table. You can see him, you can touch him, you can take a picture of him and post it, and people will say, "Oh, wow, he's getting so big." He used to laugh at his sister's jokes. Now he screams at her for breathing too loud. He used to read chapter books at night, but now he can't sit still long enough to finish a sentence. He used to hug you when you walked in the door, and now he flinches when you touch him. You didn't lose him in a car accident. You lost him to something that has no funeral, no casserole on your front porch, no one coming over to sit with you. And there's a clinical name for this. It's called ambiguous loss, a framework developed by a family therapist, Dr. Pauline Boss, in the 1970s. It describes exactly this situation. Someone you love who's physically present but psychologically gone. And Boss's research found that this form of loss is harder on families than a death because there is no closure available. You can't bury someone who's still sitting at the table. And here's what it looks like when in a PANDAS household. You find yourself scrolling back through photos on your phone from last fall, looking for the last picture of your kid before he changed. And when you find it, you can't stop looking at it. That was him. That was the one you lost. You feel guilty for grieving a child who's still alive because every time you let yourself miss him, part of your brain says, "He's right down the hall. What's wrong with you?" And so you push the grief down, and then it comes out sideways at your husband or your kids or the pediatrician who didn't listen or yourself in the bathroom mirror at 2 o'clock in the morning. You stop telling people what's happening because the first few times you tried, they said things like, "All kids go through phases," or "My nephew was like that too." And you realize that they weren't hearing you. They were hearing a parenting complaint. And so you stop talking, you stop lying, you start lying when people ask how he is because the truth is too long and too strange and nobody has the bandwidth for it. And the worst part, the part nobody warned you about, is that some days the old kid flickers back. A laugh that sounds right, a moment where he makes eye contact and you recognize him. And for 30 seconds, he's whole. And then he's gone again. You have to lose him all over again. And this is what pandas and pans families are carrying underneath the medical stuff, the blood work, the appointments, the insurance fights. They're grieving a child who's still alive, and they're doing it without a single ritual, a single witness, or a single person in their life who knows how to sit with them in it. They're experiencing loss that almost nobody has language for. So if you know this family, name it for them. Say the words out loud. "I know your kid is still here, and I also know you lost him." Both things can be true. That sentence from one person can keep a parent upright through a week that they otherwise wouldn't survive. I'm Chuck, the bald therapist. Work on you. Take no bullshit. Remember that you matter, and have a gentle rest of your day.